What's up, everybody? We are your boys, the Microtransaction, here to help you get through the E3 rigmarole. On today's show, as you already know, we watched a little company named Nintendo. Liquid, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Today is what would you say? I guess today's the last day, right? I don't think they
I
do
think
anything
so.
else. Like I think since this is an all digital E3, today like
Mhm.
usually after the first few days of the week, the rest of the days they usually just show off more games and they have interviews with developers. But I don't think they're doing that this year.
I don't think so either.
Which I'm okay with. That's fine. It is what it is. It's all digital. Whatever. But other than that, I'm
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. Well, that's good. First of all, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Like I said, we're the microtransaction. Please like, don't forget to please like, subscribe. The links are down below for our social media. And if you really dig what we're about to do right now, please throw $1 on Patreon. That's all we ask for, just to get into the door. And we want to thank all our patrons who are already paid into the dream. We
Right.
love y'all very much.
Thank you.
Now, Liquid.
Sure.
Nintendo had what was it like 40 minutes?
Yeah. Roughly, I would say so.
All right, so Liquid, let's get to the stuff that you feel is I guess just run through the stuff that you feel like we can just get on through
Yeah.
because there are it, yeah.
Like Nintendo had some good stuff, but there was a bunch of like, just like throw it in there. So that's what we're gonna kind of go through and just run through them. A lot of these games probably you've even heard of already, because they've been announced on other platforms already. So the fact that they're on Nintendo, just anyways,
Mhm.
just to get right to it, Life is Strange remastered 1 and 2. It's coming out September 10th. Guardians of the Galaxy by Square Enix. If you've already seen that game, looks awesome. What's up?
Okay, yeah. The Guardian of the Galaxy, because I was gonna bring it up later.
Huh?
I was like, they said Guardian Galaxy on the cloud. Did they say anything else about that?
No, not that I'm aware of. Which I mean, this is not the first time they've done this. I know we did it. They did it with
Okay.
Control. They did it with Resident Evil
Oh.
7, I believe, on the Switch. Some people say it works good. I think it's like hit or miss. So who
Mhm.
knows? Um,
Okay.
Worms Rumble. Oh, I'm sorry. October 26th, Guardians of the Galaxy. But we already knew that. Worms Rumble,
Mhm.
June 23rd. Is it Astria, I believe? Ascending is how you pronounce it. September 30th. Two Point Campus, 2022. Monkey Ball Banana Mania. That's a compilation of several previous Monkey Ball games. October 5th. What do we got? Just Dance. You know, November 4th. Cruisin' Blast. Actually, this was actually kind of cool because I didn't know they were still working on these cruising games like Cruising USA, like you played in arcades. Yeah, it's very arcadey.
Oh.
Yeah, very arcadey. You could tell it's they don't have the. It looks a little more indie. Let's just say it's not the best looking game. It's very cartoony looking, but still
Yeah.
looks like a lot of fun. That's coming out fall. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, September 24th.
Wait, they're getting Kakarot now?
Yeah. Yeah, believe it or not, Nintendo.
All right.
Um,
Nintendo.
Monster Hunter Stories 2, we all knew about that. That's coming out July 9th. Shin Megami Tensei 5, November 12th. I never really played a Shin Megami Tensei, but I'm kind of interested in this. Probably get into
Hmm.
that maybe in the future. We'll see. Probably will lead to nothing. Danganronpa Decades. That comes out this year. No specific date.
Oh,
Just
got a Danganronpa game?
yeah. And it's
Hey,
and,
that's
and several actually on the same day. I believe they said of like several Danganronpa in the series. So pretty cool.
a lot of people thought Xbox was gonna get a Persona type level like in that world game.
Nothing.
I thought it was a snowball's chance in hell. I think it makes
Yeah.
a lot more sense on Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo, PlayStation. I don't. Yeah, I can't see that really coming to Xbox.
Neither did I.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater. I believe that's a Wii U port. So still getting Wii U ports, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost positive that's a Wii. And no date, no specific date, just as 2021. Doom Eternal DLC drops today apparently. They're getting
Oh.
that, so that's nice. Yeah, Tony Hawk Remastered 1 and 2, June 25th. In what 10 days? From when we're recording
Yeah.
this, that is. A Strange Brigade, seems like a little indie tile 4 player made by a team called Rebellion. Drops today, like a shadow drop, I guess.
Oh.
We talked about Mario and Rabbids, Sparks of Hope, Ubisoft 2022. That's dropping. Hyrule Warriors DLC, June 18th. That's pretty much it.
All right. Well, let's you know that so they were pretty vague for the most part besides things we've already guaranteed locking down on.
Yeah, everything was it was just more of like a show. I don't want to say just to be there because I feel like we've seen other companies there that are just to be there, but and like I guess
Gearbox.
Gearbox, even Bandai Namco, they literally showed one game. They're just talking to the developer. It was just an interview. That's all it was. Literally 10 minutes. That was Bandai Namco showcase.
So they didn't bring up anything at about Elden Ring?
Right? You would think, right? No, not a thing. That's their
At their
showcase.
own show, no Elden. Are you kidding me?
How weird, bro. I think something happened.
Wow.
Something had to have happened because even like if you look at IGN and even other outlets, they were like ready to talk about these kind of things. Like they had it ready. Like, oh guys, you ready for the Bandai Namco showcase? They had a little countdown and everything. You got 10 minutes of that, and then they just started playing the regular E3 show hosted by like Greg Miller, Golden Boy, and the rest of the crew there. And then
Mhm.
IGN is like, all right, I guess we'll take it over now again. So yeah, maybe it was just a clusterfuck. I don't know. Weird though.
Because I know there was some drama with Nintendo this morning. Nintendo being Nintendo, last second, like, hey, don't co-host the stream or anything like that.
Oh, that
Just
was their thing. That was the big thing there.
that was it was drama this morning. I saw it on Twitter this morning. I was
Hmm.
just like, Nintendo, what are you doing?
They don't know what they're doing. That's what it is.
It's just like Nintendo Japan. They just their messaging is always like so. Sometimes they just like decide to be super like they cool when they want to be and they're cool when they're not. But
Yeah.
let's get to the good part of
Yeah, yeah,
Nintendo.
yeah.
The yeah, I honestly I want to say the thing I was probably the most hyped for this entire show. Uh, Kazuya in Smash.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome.
The
I
intro was
dug
very awesome.
the trailer for him and him just keep on tossing people off. I was like, oh my god, this is
Bodies,
so
baby.
cool.
Botting people. And then Kirby at the end, and my man flying in the background. Obviously,
Oh,
Kirby, the creator of Kirby is also the creator of Smash, or I guess the director of Smash. And oh, I forget.
Sakura, is it
Sakurai,
Sakurai?
Sakurai. Yeah, you got it. So the fact that
It's Liz's cat's name, by the way.
oh really? Is it
Yeah.
because of him or?
hmm
Eh, nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
thought it was a cool name for a cat.
Yeah,
That's how I remember Sakurai's name.
it's
I'm
so
not even
funny
lying.
because like I was just talking to Ani and I was just like, man, you could tell someone's a weeb because they'll name their animals anime characters so fucking quick, right? And it's like, but yeah,
One of these
so
days, I'm gonna have a dog named Goku.
but yeah, the Smash it looked cool. You know what I'm saying? It was nice. I don't know if it was the character everybody was asking for because everybody's asking for everybody's always asking for somebody that probably shouldn't even be in the
Yeah.
fucking game to be honest with you. Oh, I want Sora. I don't know what Kingdom Hearts almost even has to do with. I just associate Kingdom Hearts with Nintendo completely. Whatever.
Well, what
Not
does Tekken really have to do with Nintendo?
Yeah, exactly.
Besides
That's what
just
that, I guess. Yeah.
But
Good
you
point.
see, when I saw Kazuya there, I was like, this is cool because they had is it Fatal Fury? And then, what's the guy with the cap? I forgot his
Oh yeah, I
name.
think you're right. Is it Fatal Fury? Oh, yeah.
Is it Fatal
Yeah.
Fury? And then they have Street Fighter, and I'm like, oh, this is cool that they're here on Smash. Like,
Right.
I'm like, oh, I'm like, when I saw, because I was like, oh, this is awesome. I wonder how more Tekken diehard people feel about it. 'Cause I think it's rad, but some purists out there, fighting game community, there's a bunch of purists out there.
Right.
I wonder how they're taking it.
Well, the good thing is like Nintendo tends to like keep the characters pretty true. Like like
hmm
like Ryu, when you're Ryu playing with him, his moveset is kind of similar to that of Street Fighter, what I noticed. So
hmm
I think the purists will enjoy it. I think it's something they will play.
Yeah. I think it just I'm really and what they said they're gonna go in depth with him on the 28th.
Yeah, June 28th. You're right.
Yeah, yeah,
That'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that was super rad. Let's see. I wrote a bunch of notes and then I just went over down the list.
Yeah.
So I guess the next thing that's on. No, I'm gonna jump the list around because I don't know how it actually went, guys. I just watched
Yeah.
a bunch of videos really fast, so it's just so you know that's why if I don't have that order like I normally do, I apologize. But I'm gonna go to the thing I feel like is like a kind of the least important thing is Advance Wars.
Dude, you know what's funny is that you say that, but a lot of Nintendo people I think are excited for this. Only because
Really?
yeah, a lot of people have been asking for an Advance Wars for the longest time. These games are stuck on Game Boy Advance, and like people have been dying for one. So the fact that we're getting like getting two technically, they're just remastered versions of previous games, and I I think people were excited for it. People were like finally, you know what I'm saying? Like there's finally some support for Warfare, right? Advanced Wars. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Advance Wars.
And now me personally, I never really cared for Advanced Wars myself.
Hmm.
But after watching this and like watching them play it, I kind of want to try it.
Is it? How much is it?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I didn't look up any
would you
prices.
spend like? Would you spend it like $50, $60 on that
No,
game?
no, absolutely not. I'm willing to spend no more than probably maybe 30 at most, and that's pushing it. So yeah,
That is precious.
I would wait for it to go on sale. Technically, it is a Nintendo first party, so the odds of that happening are very slim. So maybe I won't play it.
Yeah, because I saw that and I like you gave it to me on the show notes,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "What is this generic game that he's making me watch right now?"
Yeah.
It was just yeah. And then now I think I'm just gonna go down Mario Party.
Yes.
I gotta.
Oh, go ahead.
I dug it. Mario Party's always a good time.
Yeah, I agree. Mario Party, it is. Now, me personally, cause like Mario Party, I think it's a good time when you actually have people to. When you're playing by
Mhm.
yourself, I think it's stupid. It sucks. Some people might think differently. I don't know. That's just me personally. But and yeah, this one's more about I guess it's just a bunch of mini games from Mario. A bunch of the mini games that they have there, just all kind of
Mhm.
pushed into one with several boards that are remade from previous games as well.
The one
Um,
from 64.
yeah, and they did this something similar. I could have sworn like Mario Party 100 or something like that on
Mhm.
3DS not too long ago. I think either last year or the year before that. My time is kind of screwed up. But yeah, they've done this something like this before, and it seems to get I guess a good amount of traction. And I guess they're just in for Switch.
And online support.
Yeah,
Do you feel like okay? Because we all know that Nintendo's online is something to be desired. Do
that's
you feel that okay? Um, but do you feel that like this style of game is like can pass for Nintendo's online?
I think it can. I think because there's not a lot going on, in real time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's maybe a
Mhm.
dice roll on a board or something. Probably the only time you're gonna like see some kind of struggle is in the mini games, which is
Mhm.
unfortunate because it's gonna be the best part of the game. But
Yeah.
but since they're kind of really condensed, like there's not a lot going on. The screen's not really moving. It's all staying in one place. I don't think it shouldn't be that taxing in my opinion. But I mean, I've said that about other Nintendo properties, and
Oh man, that code matters.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and they say 64 over 100 mini games. They
Mhm.
said, and I think that's really good.
Yeah, I think so too. It's
Now,
it'll have
and,
an hours of
and
fun.
I think if the online works the way it's supposed to,
Mhm.
the way it's supposed to, then it might circumvent that problem you said about playing by yourself. Maybe you might have like it'd be tight because like usually I equate Mario Party to like a social groupy thing, and
Right.
I'm like it'd be cool if like you're on Discord and stuff like yo let's just play some Mario Party. Like let's leave all the crazy games out of the like all the try hardy games and let's just have some mini. That got me excited. I was like oh I don't think Mario Party shows well
Right.
on but I think when like you digest it and you think about it, you're like, "Oh wait, Mario Party's rad."
Yeah.
Like it's just a good time. Um and something that I think you and I are excited about, Mario Golf.
Yeah. Uh,
I think it just looks fun.
it looks awesome. Like I'm proud of all the games that they released. That's definitely one of the top. Unless and it comes out. It's what it's June 25th.
This
In
month.
10 days. Yeah, right around the
Yeah.
corner. And yeah, it's you got your traditional golf, and then you got your super rush mode where you're like racing kind of thing. Like you're just trying to haul ass to your
Uh-huh.
ball, hit the ball, and then you're hauling ass again. Um, and yeah, no, I agree. I think it looks super fun. I think it looks great. The fact that it's got a campaign, like an RPG style campaign, like we used to have in
Mhm.
what was it? Mario Golf Advanced Tour back on GBA. That was one of my favorite ones, made by Camelot, dude. What a great game, RPG based. And yeah, it's the fact that this one just has a story mode has me super excited. So I'm gonna this will be a day one buy for sure.
And I saw well they're gonna support the game post launch, which is rare for Nintendo. They haven't really conditioned their audience to like to have this happen, and they said more characters are coming down the pipeline. I was just like, all this for a Mario Golf? Like I'm not saying just because it's Mario Golf, but you think other titles would get this kind of red carpet treatment over Mario Golf. Or maybe I'm underestimating Mario Golf and the love fans have for it. Like, is it like a known thing, like with it? Like, oh, it's Mario Golf, hell yeah!
Like if I'm not mistaken, I think Mario Golf it is bigger than what it is. Like but the last Mario Golf game we had was on 3DS, and it was like it was good. You know what I'm saying, and had a lot of online support as well. Well, as far as playing with other people online, nothing really, nothing that's gonna knock your socks off or anything like that. But Nintendo's dipped their toes in this DLC stuff like post launch a little bit. It seems like it seems like they're trying to continue that trend a little bit, doing it with certain properties. But yeah, I'm for it, man. I like it. I think it looks great.
Okay, now, Liquid, WarioWare.
Yeah,
What the fuck is WarioWare?
it's so
Holy shit!
weird.
I've never seen this game in my
Oh,
life.
you've never seen
And
any of the
apparently,
WarioWare games at all?
no.
Wow.
Just I was like, what is happening right now? But I love like the little sticker art thing they had going on. I
Right.
thought that was cool. But I'm like, I would not pay money to play this game. But if someone let me borrow the game, I'd totally play it. Like I
A lot of people like these
what
games.
I can tell because people were hyped on it on
Yeah,
Twitter.
and like they're just funny, dude. Like they're weird, they're quirky, they're funny, and that's like they're just so like yeah, they realize what it is. They know what they're Oreo is just like he's like a joke. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like who's a joke who doesn't realize that he's a joke. Like, he takes himself more serious than everybody else does. But it's just so funny, dude. And then like even the characters, all the characters within the WarioWare series, they're pretty interesting. They're pretty funny looking. And yeah, and the cool thing is like with the WarioWare games, like if you're a Nintendo fan, they usually pay a lot of homage to like other Nintendo properties. So like you get that, you're like, oh look at this, look at that. But yeah,
Mhm.
very weird. That's kind of I guess the fun of it, the beauty of it. Yeah, me personally, I'm not a huge WarioWare fan myself, but I know a lot of people
Hmm.
that are, and
W-
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would be excited for this, Dylan especially.
With with what you saw today, would it make you buy WarioWare?
I don't know if I'd buy it day one, but again, if it goes on sale, I think I would. So funny because we live in a world where it's just like it's so cheap to get games now. You got Game Pass, right? You got Steam and their sales. You got PlayStation. PlayStation throws tons of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And Nintendo does too, but not really necessarily on their first party stuff, and that's the problem. So it's sometimes it's like a tough pill to swallow in games like that. I'm just like, if you only had a Nintendo, absolutely. If I only had a Switch, absolutely. Up 50, 60 probably. But other than that, I'd try to wait if I could.
Hmm. All right. So I would say the second to last surprise, really, Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Okay, I have some issues.
Okay.
I think like the wink and the nod to Metroid 5, like, hey, remember how I said we were gonna announce this game like 25 years ago? Well, I'm exaggerating,
Right,
but
right.
like 10 years ago. But like well, here it is now, Mario Dread, and I'm like,
You said Mario
thank
Dread.
you for Dread. What is it called? Dread.
Well, no, you said Mario Dread.
Oh, it's in Mario Metroid Dread.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
Oh man, but Metroid Dread, and it's just like it went from Metro 5, and I was like, oh, thanks for reminding me that you gave up on this title. Then now you're selling to me.
Yeah. No, I hear you there, and it's just like it's so funny because we've had so many even like side releases, like you got your Metroid series, you got your Metroid Prime series, which is its own separate thing, and then you got your other series in between. You got Metroid Hunters and all this other stuff that nobody really talks about because I don't think anybody really cares, to be honest. Um, and don't get me wrong, I think they're fun, like Metroid Fusion, for example. That's another little side one. That's one of my favorites, and
Mm.
and maybe a lot of people don't feel the same way, but this game reminds me of a lot of Metroid Fusion, and that's why I'm like, I dig it. I want to play this game. This is a day one buy for me.
Liquid, what the hell are you doing, man?
I don't know. I was holding, like, I was just like leaning over here, holding
Oh,
my
okay.
arcade cabinet. I'm grabbing something off screen.
Okay, I thought you were gonna pull something in. You never did.
Uh, let's see. What do I got? What do I
Uh,
got? Oh, I can't show that. The pay stub.
oh.
Let's carry on.
Yeah, no, and okay, how did you feel about this?
I enjoyed it. Like I said, it gave me Metroid Fusion vibes. One of my favorite Metroids. I like the side. I love the 2D, the side scrolling stuff. I guess it's not really 2D, but I love the side scrolling stuff. I think, to be honest with you, probably a hot take, and
I take it.
nobody fucking kill me. But mm, I've tried the Metroid Prime series, and I can't get into them. Like people love the Prime series, or buy it, and I've tried the collection. Like even when it had a little HD buff a little bit for Wii U, and I
Mhm.
was like, I'm one of the 12 people that bought a Wii U, and I'm like, let me so I'm like, let me go ahead and buy this game, and I played it, and I got super far until I realized it was something I was supposed to be doing the entire game, like that I didn't want to do, which was like scan. You have to scan enemies, scan items, scan doors, or all this. They want you to scan, do a lot of scan. How many times I'm gonna say scan? But
And
but yeah, and I wasn't doing it throughout the whole game, so I'm like, oh, you got to go kind of go from the beginning and kind of like read, like scan everything. Like, oh no, no, that's okay. They're like, but that's how you get to the final boss. That's like the final door. I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. I'll turn it off now. I won't play it. That's exactly what happened.
well, don't worry. I got a strong feeling that you're gonna get another Metroid 1, 2, and 3 before 4 comes out. Before
Yeah,
4 or 5, whichever,
maybe I'll give it another
whatever.
chance. But no, Dread. I'm here for it. I saw some gameplay, Treehouse Live. I liked it
Mhm.
because it's like what they do is it's not your traditional. It's your 2D side scrolling stuff, but like let's say you're in a boss, there's like certain epic battles where like they'll break out of the 2D, like the camera will break in a little. I think stuff like that is kind of cool. I like when they do a little change on side scrolling.
I'm gonna ask you a serious question.
Yeah.
Okay. If this wasn't called Metroid, would you care?
Uh, uh, Not as much, but I've played games that aren't Metroid and they're very similar to this. So I can't say like for example like Ori and the Blind Forest. That's a
Oh, you
Metroidvania
son
game,
of a bit. Yeah,
but
but
it looks pretty. But what I'm trying to say is that it offers something different. You know, it's not Metroid. Like I don't mind. Or here, I'll give you another example. Because Ori is beautiful. Another great game. It's just as I think it's just as great as Ori. To be honest with you, Hollow Knight. I don't know if you've heard of Hollow Knight before.
everyone, Hollow Knight is on the short list.
Hollow Knight is an amazing game, an amazing Metroidvania game. And I encourage people to play that as well. Like, and yeah, that's a game that had nothing to do with Metroid characters. I just thought the characters looked cool. I found out it was a Metroidvania. I played it and I loved it. The game is awesome. So yeah, I think I
Thing,
would. I don't think I'd what would be as interested as I am in now though.
yeah, I feel like it's getting I was just really unimpressed. And maybe because I'm currently playing Ori in the Blind Forest right now, and I'm just like I'm like, oh my god! I'm like, I think about it when I'm not playing it. I can't remember the last time I played like an indie game like this where I'm like, oh man, I need to play this part. How am I gonna like? I need to go back. And I was like, when I look at Metroid, I was like, it didn't grab me instantly like Ori grabbed me. And it makes me think, even though like Metroid deserves like gamer respect, you know what I mean, for
Yeah,
like setting the standard. But I was like, but now we live in a day and age where these type of games are on a whole other level.
yeah,
And I'm like, does Metroid still stack up, or does its age show?
I gotcha. I can understand that. That's a valid I wouldn't say complaint, but concern. That's definitely
Yeah.
valid because especially we came from pretty much not having these games to now having a ton of these games now, and I think this one does a little bit different, you know, and I don't think they showed it too well. But like for example, there's like a little counter uppercut looking move where so like if something is coming to attack you, you can counter almost everything
Okay.
and it just changes the game a little bit. And not only that, it seems like the movement in this game is a lot more fluid. I'd say they even took a few pointers from Ori because I feel like Ori is that way. Ori is very fluid. The movement's so good in Ori, and I think this game is going to be very similar to that fluidity. So that's kind of where the difference is. But yeah, like that's kind of hard to show. So now,
Okay.
and I'm not saying that this game is going to be better than Ori, obviously, but
Yeah, it hasn't came out. You haven't
yeah,
played it.
exactly. But you know, I mean, it sure has a chance to be one of the better ones, but in a time where we're getting so many of these, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just falls a little short, you know. But I think for what it has, it reminds me a lot also of Samus Return. That was a remake they made on the 3DS, which is
Okay.
it looked very similar to this as well, 2D. That style, it had the little counter as well, and that one I thought was really good too. It was very fun. So I think this will be good too. I'm wondering if they're gonna make it a full series. I know it's a Switch title, but for what's in there, I don't know if they really got to put a lot more in there. I think if they're gonna make it a full title to be. That's just
$60 for I don't know. I'm just gonna say for the market that we're in now, I just feel that there's other games that might do this, like might fit this niche better, and if I shouldn't give the game the benefit of the doubt, it's E3. You're there to show me games. I'm not there to make excuses for your games. I'm the consumer. Like I want to give you my money. Like I'm gonna buy a Nintendo, like 100% this year.
okay.
I want stuff to play on it. And right now, I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend money on Metroid.
Right.
I don't want to feel that way because a friend of the show, Infinite Neo Josh, he's a huge fan of Metroid, and I want to be stoked with him on Metroid together.
Yeah.
And I feel like right now, of what I've seen, I don't have that.
Gotcha. I'm sure he's stoked just for the fact that it's there.
And yeah, I'm happy. Hey, trust me, I know because I was in gamer purgatory recently too
Yeah.
when it came to my favorite
You know the
title.
feeling.
So I'm like, I know the feeling. So I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade. Like,
Right.
dude, I was there.
I
I get it. Like,
gotcha.
the last, certainly not least, Zelda.
Yeah, and not even
Liquid.
just Zelda. There's a few things associated with Zelda that I'll touch up on. The biggest one, obviously, is
Waste.
Breath of the Wild 2. But before we do that,
Mhm.
like what we're getting a Game and Watch, a Zelda Game and Watch.
What
Similar to
is that? I heard about it.
so yeah, so we've had one with Mario last year, where it had I believe
Mhm.
Mario one, Joe, just Mario 1 was in it, if I'm not mistaken, and then the clock. This one's gonna give you Zelda. They say 1 and 2, or just it was just one. No, they said it was 3 games actually. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, it was Zelda 1, Zelda 2, Link's Awakening, and then there's a Game and Watch game, but they just replaced it with Zelda with Link's head, Zelda with Link's head. Um, but Game and Watch back in the day, Nintendo had the Game and Watch games. They were clamshell. They looked just like 3DSs back in the day, but the screens were
Mhm.
smaller. They were more like the screen wasn't like the way you know it now. It was more like the Tiger Electronic games. That's how the screen. It was
Yeah.
those screens, those little black ink blots, and you just like see them everywhere. That's what they used to do back in the day. Those were your Game and Watches, and they had several different kinds. So this is kind of like paying homage to those old games, but they'll just throw in either a Mario on it, or as in this case, The Legend of Zelda on it. They seem like just fun, cool collector's items. You know, they're tiny, they're small, they fit right in your pocket. Um, I was gonna buy the Mario one myself just to keep it in the box, but I'm like, I didn't want to drop $60 just to keep it in the box. So I decided not to, and I'll probably skip this one as well. But it's a cool little collector's item. Besides that, also Skyward Sword HD up in July 16th. By the way, the Game & Watch was November 12th, but I think it's already sold out. I think you gotta try to pre-order when it's crazy. Skyward Sword HD. It seems like Skyward, and I'm bringing this up specifically because there's a lot of Skyward Sword in Breath of the Wild 2, and which is odd. Yeah, they're really like doubling down on the Skyward Sword. So it makes sense why Skyward Sword is coming out this year, and then we're supposed to be getting Breath of the Wild 2 next year. But Skyward Sword, I didn't like it too much. I beat it back on the Wii, and it was good. I thought it was okay. It wasn't one of the better Zeldas, but now that we're getting Breath of the Wild 2, I do want to run through Skyward Sword again, and just to get into Breath of the Wild 2. When I was saying that it's got Skyward Sword and like there's islands in the sky just like Skyward Sword has. And Skyward Sword is supposed to be technically the first when it comes to the lore, the first in the series. It's supposed to be a prequel to all the others. So
Mhm.
Breath of the Wild, we kind of want to see what's gonna happen. A lot of people are saying that it looks like there's two different links. Like there's some people are like, is there alternate dimensions? Is there because it looks like there's two different characters.
They're definitely messing with time.
Yeah, it sure looks like it. And you got a character look like he had like almost like a robot arm.
Yeah.
And it looked like something from Twilight Princess from another Zelda. So like, is this just a mesh of Zelda from the previous games? Like that pretty cool. And yes, people were saying that it looks like there's two different Link characters. And I don't know, they were purposely showing the game without his face. You couldn't see Link's face at all. Like the main character they were controlling.
Ah.
So you're just like, I wonder, are you trying to hide something? So that could be conspiracy theory as well.
He's also wearing Majora's Mask.
But nobody notices.
Nobody noticed. Not a single soul. Yeah. The Zelda stuff. Honestly, my experience with that what Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm.
Breath of the Wild
Yeah.
is watching all the crazy people getting from the beginning of the game to the very end of the game, doing all the crazy stuff, and I'm like, oh man! And I always heard about the exploration. Like you're like, all right, I climbed this mountain, but then you look and you're like, what's that? What's that over there?
Yeah.
You know what? Let me head over there.
Right.
And and like just hearing how people love it. And it doesn't feel like Zelda normal fan hype. It feels like they legitimately made a quality game because people are stoked.
Oh yeah.
Now, do you have anything to add on Zelda? Because I have a thing about Zelda when it came to this conference. Something I feel like maybe I'm alone.
Just to sort of solidify a little more what you're saying as far as like the exploration. Yeah, absolutely. Like there was times like I would put like several hours in that game. And then I'm like, oh man, I kind of explored this game through and through, and then I'm like, oh, but there's a whole other area that I didn't even see. I'm just like, how did I miss this? Like there's huge statues here. How did I miss this completely? And it's just like you see a lot and you hear that a lot as well, and you're just like, I thought I thought I saw everything, from beginning of the game to the end of the story, and I'm like, dude, it was the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, man, that's so rad, dude.
It's awesome.
Okay, now I'm gonna use this to lead into our overall general thoughts of the Nintendo show.
All right.
I think they were asking Zelda to have the whole damn show on their fucking back.
Right.
Because there's not a Tadpole game. They didn't bring up Pokemon. There's a Pokemon game supposed to drop. It's the #1 IP on Earth.
Right.
It's bigger than Star Wars, and you didn't talk about it at E3? Like, I was expecting to get some Pokemon news.
I hear you. I thought the same thing. Now, part of me was just like, well, maybe they feel like they they don't have to. I was thinking maybe they're gonna leave it for like that game, that Pokemon company. Is that what they call it, or just Pokemon, or the Pokemon company? I think is
Yeah.
I'm thinking that game company journey. So for a Pokemon game company, maybe they are expecting them, or maybe they do have things like in the works coming out, like like little showcases. You can understand, like this was just technically this was just a Nintendo Direct. That's all it was, and
Yeah.
it was just put into an E3 slot. Which I think almost everybody should be doing that. I feel like that's kind of like that's what I was when I was saying about the whole E3. I'm like, I think more companies should just do this. Makes sense. It's not as cool. It's not as fun. I get that. It just makes sense. But yeah, I agree. I think overall the showcase was at most okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they expected Zelda to do a lot of the heavy lifting.
Which it did.
You're right. It did. It still had a little, a little nice few things sprinkled in there. But yeah, nothing that's gonna make you like feel like you're. I feel like missing out this year for if you don't have a Nintendo Switch until Pokemon comes out.
Yeah, I think I'm super happy for the people who love Zelda and they got to see Breath. Like fans want it so bad, they love it. Good for good for them. Good for Metroid people like our friend Josh. And honestly, the Kazuya,
Yeah.
his awesome. Like it had like certain parts of the show, I was like, this is cool. Obviously, Mario Party, like I said, it doesn't show well, but I feel like it is. It's just I feel like the show is aggressively meh.
Yeah.
Like it was meh, not aggressively meh. It was like a C plus B minus if I were to like scale it. Like you know what I mean? Like it had times where it got me excited. I was like, ooh,
Right.
and then I was like, but then it just made me like, whoa, hold on, homie, where is this?
Yeah.
And that's why I was the most excited. I thought it would be like a little like scissor reel of Pokemon, something maybe, who knows? Then like maybe alluding to like, hey, we're gonna have an announcement like the Pokemon Company, and like we might be announcing maybe a new Pokemon, and then people are like, holy shit, because people lose their mind when a new Pokemon gets announced. It could look like a literal trash can, and people are like, I found my new favorite Pokemon.
Right. His name is Trash Can.
His name is Trash Can, and he's my best friend.
Right.
don't you dare say anything about Trash Can.
Right. Trash can,
Oh
I choose
man.
you every time.
Every time. Oh man, but like I don't know. I want this. You could tell this was their B tier players.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like this is not the A. This is not the la creme of the creme. This
Right.
is this is what they. These are the like they put they had the main string. Hey guys, we already won this game. We need you on the bench. Hey, second string, go out there and make us some money.
Right. They're like,
Bye.
you guys cool off a little bit. We don't need you guys getting hurt.
Hmm.
You guys, bring in a few more dollars.
Yeah. So, like, is that the general? Do you feel the same way? How do you feel about the show, Liquid?
I mean, I think you're kind of on the money there. Like I said, at most I could say is okay. I think plus is perfect for it. Like I think I know you said B minus. I think you are pushing. Well, I guess for me it's pushing because like other shows that we talked about. I won't talk about it now. But like E or what. I think a C is perfect. I wouldn't. I'm probably not even a plus. Just like a C. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I give it okay. It was cool that they're. I'd rather them be there than not be there.
Hmm.
I still liked what I saw. Uh, but I wasn't. I didn't get hyped for what I didn't feel like I needed to go run and talk about this.
Yeah. Well, I guess I kind of feel the same way. I tend to like to leave these episodes on a positive note, but Zelda was rad.
Yeah.
Um,
I think also
uh,
my problem also is like not to cut you off. I apologize.
no, I didn't know what I was about to wrap up the show.
Yeah,
If
yeah. Well,
you
we
didn't
could
have
wrap it up
anything
after
else.
this. I
Okay, go.
with this being also, well, I guess where also I fall a little flat. Me personally, I do like watching a lot of the Treehouse stuff. You know what I'm saying? I like when they show off the games. I think they do it better than actually anybody else when it comes to showing off the games. Because after they announce them, they'll play them like almost like a full demo. Like after their show's done, and like it's just back to back to back. They'll talk about it, whether Tune or Mario or any game really. And they did that this time as well, but they literally only did it for just a few hours after the show, and they stopped. And I'm like, because back then you hear the people in the background, like sometimes you see the people from Nintendo playing, and then you'll hear people like go crazy for something that probably happened in another booth. And like you hear that's the E3 stuff that I do like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like you don't get that here. And they'll be playing hours on it, just back to back to back stuff for like the rest of the weekend. We're not gonna get that now. We only got a few hours, so that's a little. For me, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Again, we live in
Oh,
a different time.
so okay, I saw it, but like, Liquid, no Switch Pro.
Oh, I didn't even think about that, dude. Wow. You know what, dude? Like, I'll be honest with you. I think this makes me happy, and only
Why?
because I'm tired of fucking talking about it. Like,
You have to understand, bro. Now that it's not showed, we're only gonna talk about it more.
oh my. Okay, then yeah, I guess that makes it worse. Like, I'm tired of talking about it. Like, I'm just like maybe it'll just never happen. Maybe everyone's just full of shit. The reason why I'm okay with it not coming out because like I'm just so tired of the people out there that are just like oh man, I've been saying they keep saying they keep talking about it so that way they could try to act like, oh yeah, you heard it here first, or oh yeah, I called it and shit like that. I'm just like, dude, shut the fuck up. Whatever. That's the only reason why I'm like, like, oh my god, like I wish anybody would be like, yeah man, I knew it was coming out whatever date it ends up coming out in the future. Like, listen, nobody fucking you, or nobody fucking you. Nintendo apparently doesn't even.
Bro. All right. On that note, guys, this wraps up our E3 coverage.
Yeah,
The
we're done.
first Liquid. We covered E3 for the first time. Golf claps. You know, we did it. Congratulations to us. Congratulations to you following us at home, watching the journey with us, getting to see through our eyes and your own our E3 post. I'm gonna say post panoramic. A
Yeah.
little still in it, but a little out of it. Um, yeah, and on next week's episode or on the next podcast, official podcast, we will be going in depth our personal feelings, the highs, the lows. There might be some ribbons passed out. I don't know, maybe not. I don't have a ribbon.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen, guys. But we're basically gonna talk. We got some things planned.
Well, dude,
We
I'll
got
write
some
I'll write the
things.
name of a game, whatever they're the ribbon for, and I'll draw a little ribbon next to it. Like this, you got your ribbon.
Here's your ribbon. All right, guys. Well, we're definitely going to go more in depth of what. So now, since we have it all, it's all been laid out there. We're
Right.
going to give it a more in-depth episode, and then we're going to kick back into the old Rick and Roll, and maybe some things popping up along the way.
Yeah.
Well, guys, yet again, thank you so much. That was Liquid. I am Chris, and this has been Microtransaction. Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah.